Like a glove. You got about 3 feet over here. Always keep a piece of wire and wire it down. So we are still doing tillage. We are on our last 15 acres. We've kind of been putting off tillage because the weather's been so nice and we've had some other things to get caught up on. We've had some trucking to do. That took a little bit of time earlier this week. So finally back out here. We're doing our last 15 acres. I should have this knocked out pretty quick, and then we're gonna go to Grandpa's and start putting equipment away. We got some equipment to move around. We got some equipment to kind of clean up a little bit and get it put away for winter. I'm almost done here. I'm just finishing up the edge here, and I just noticed this. It kind of looks like this bank is starting to wash away. They call this the Beaver Creek, and it comes through here, and it kind of makes a little bit of a curve through here. Well, right at the steepest part of the curve, it looks like it's just starting to eat this bank away. Drainage district recently came through here and cleaned all the trees out, so now there's no root balls to hold the bank together. So we might need to get some concrete in here. The township has some crushed up big chunks of concrete that we can dump in here to hold this bank. I can't believe how low this creek is. We haven't had any real rain for, it feels like 3-4 months. And there's probably, well, I guess in the middle in the channel, there's probably a foot of water, but I'd say normally there's 2-3 feet of water in here. You could walk across this easily. We just haven't had any rain. It is dry. All right, we're done with tillage. I'm gonna run to town real quick because I've got to put a check in the bank, and if I don't do it right now, I will forget. Then we're gonna go back to Grandpa's, start putting stuff away. Just driving past my wheat here, give you guys an update on that. Looks pretty good. Hope it turns out. All right, the check is deposited. I am going to go out to Grandpa's now, and I think I might clean out the cab of this tractor a little bit first because it's gonna be a while before Dad can get out there to kind of help me move equipment around. And it's pretty nasty in here. Whole year of dirt built up. That's just no good. It's not perfect, but I got most of the dirt anyway. I need to get some stuff to wipe down the dust. All right, next thing I'm gonna do is blow some of the dirt off of this chisel plow. We already have our power washer winterized, this guy right here, because the shop isn't heated. So we gotta winterize it so it doesn't freeze, crack the pump. I'll probably blow some of that trash out from behind the tractor too. But I wanna get this thing cleaned up a little bit because it has to sit outside all winter and all summer until next year. And I don't want this dirt to just cake up and become concrete. So we're gonna get most of the dirt off this thing. All right, let's go get this thing unhooked. All right, let's see if I can get lucky. Wow. Got the 8430 blown off as best as I could. I blew the combine off yesterday because it was really, really nice outside. It was like 55 degrees, which is crazy for December. So it is ready to be put away for winter. We'll get it washed up in the spring. Like I said, our power washer is winterized. So we don't want to unwinterize it, just to have to winterize it again. We always want to make sure we get it blown off with compressed air and get all the dust blown out of it, because mice will dig around in there and build nests, and then they get into stuff they shouldn't, like wires and stuff like that. and then you have problems. So you need to get all the trash out of it, but as far as washing it, it can wait till spring. I'd rather get it done now, but it is what it is. So we are gonna be rearranging the shed now. I gotta basically get everything out, and I wanna get the planter to the front of the shed because that is the next piece of equipment that we will need in the spring, and put some of the harvest stuff towards the back of the shed that doesn't need to come out for a while. All right, let's see if 4320 will start. I had to put the battery charger on it yesterday, so fingers crossed. Gonna let that run there for a minute. I don't want to unhook the disc yet because we still have that little field at the township that I kind of forgot about that we might disc, so it'll make it a little more fun for moving equipment around because I'll only have one tractor to do so. I guess I could maybe, yeah, I could drop the forklift off the 43 and move the air seeder with that. Yeah, we'll figure it out. Now I'll move the combine. It always feels weird driving a combine without a head on it. You feel like you're gonna flip over. Now we'll move the grain cart. It is wedged in there pretty tight. I guess we got it in there. We should be able to get it out. I'm gonna have to square up. All right, Dad's back. He said he doesn't want to do anything at the township with the disc, so we're gonna unhook this. It'll make things a little easier for moving stuff around. All right, we got the air seeder out. Looks kind of good on that tractor. Maybe I need to figure out what I can do to run it on that. It would be kind of nicer to have a lighter weight tractor on there. See what we can do. Anyways, more equipment to move. We got to pull bean head out. We got to pull planter out. We got to pull that strip till cart out. We're basically taking everything out of the shed, almost. I'm gonna shut this combine off. It doesn't need to be running anymore. We have all the shields off the combine in the loader bucket. I took them off yesterday when I was blowing it off, and there's really no sense in putting them back on because at some point we're gonna wash it and we're gonna have it inspected at some point, and they'll have to come off anyway. So we normally leave them off during the winter and stack them in the shed somewhere. We dropped the forklift. For those of you that don't know, my grandpa used to have a business buying old forklifts. Here's the sticker. And he would change them over to 3-point. He had a pretty big business for a while, sold them all over the country. So we still use ours all the time for seed. We're gonna move this strip till cart out of the way. The shed's gonna be pretty empty here in a minute. So I'm kind of having a little bit of buyer's remorse on this thing. I thought it was gonna work out good to pull our strip till with the four-wheeler, but then we bought that air seeder, and then I started running that on the four-wheeler, so I didn't use this at all. So I might sell it. Anybody want to buy it? Make me an offer. If you follow my channel, you know what I paid for it. All right, I think we got a plan. It's kind of like a big puzzle trying to get everything to fit in here. So we're gonna take that bean head, put it in the corner along the wall. We're gonna put the grain cart next to it. After we move this planter, we're gonna put the combine back in that corner, planter in front of it, air seeder over here in front of the grain cart, and then what's left? Just tractors. So tractors we can drive in, they're easy to move. So if we block something in with that, not a big deal. I don't know. Let me see. You probably can. You got about 3 feet over here. He wants to get it closer. So, pro tip, when you're moving the grain cart without hooking up the PTO, always keep a piece of wire and wire it down so it doesn't fall off. Because one time I pulled it all the way from that shed over to the shop with the PTO dragging in the ground. Thankfully I didn't bend it, but it scared me. So now I do that. And now we put the grain cart back in. Like a glove. So the old planter's got a flat tire. So I got the hose here. Dad's grabbing the air tank. I think I'm gonna have to hook the hoses up and raise the back end of the planter, because we thought we could get away without doing that last time we moved it, and we kinked one of our seed firmers. So I'm gonna hook those up. I think I just need to hook up the 2 hoses and the power connector, whatever you want to call that. I should be good. Muffler's a little wobbly. It hasn't fallen off yet. Alright, so we don't know what we're doing wrong, but we can't get the planter to raise up, and it's starting to rain, so I'm alright as long as I don't take it completely out of the shed, because this little hump by the door is what wrecks our seed firmer. So we're going to try and wiggle it around so we can get the combine in before it gets too much wetter, and then decide what we're going to do. The spout fell off my bean wagon auger. I'm gonna have to fix that. It broke off, so then I cut it and put it back on, and then it broke off again. All right, the final piece of equipment going back in the shed. Well, not the final one. We still got to get the 4-wheeler from Dad's, but the final one for today, 8430. Back it in here. Doesn't really matter where I put it, because we're probably gonna move it anyway. But we'll get out of the rain anyway. While I'm thinking about it, if I can get to it, I'm gonna put the 3-point down on the 8400, because the 8430 actually seeps down because the seal is out on one of the cylinders, and I don't want that to happen to this tractor, so I like storing them with the 3-point down. Takes a while to go down with no weight on it, but it'll get there. And perfect. So I can't believe how much extra space we have in here. We actually have more equipment, but it takes up less room, because that Kinsey planter basically took up all the space that the combine and this planter are taking up right now. So you got 2 pieces in place of 1. Air seeder doesn't seem to take up a lot of room. We got this thing in here, and we're still pretty wide open. We got to get the 4-wheeler in here yet, and we might just put the fuel cultivator away since we have space. So we got everything put away except the 4-wheeler. We got to get that yet. It just started raining. Perfect timing. Old Blackie over there, she blew a power steering line, and I got it fixed. Drove it a few times, parked it over here to get the tractor the other day. Started back up to move it, and the pulley fell off the alternator. It's a brand new alternator. I've never had that happen before, so she's stuck right there for a while. That's gonna be it for this video. We always have to take a day in the fall and a day in the spring, it seems like, to get stuff moved around so we can put stuff away. I can't believe how much room we have left over in that shop. We got 2 planters now. We just had the one Kinsey before, but that thing took up so much room. It's just kind of amazing that we have so much room left over in that shed. So we'll get the 4-wheeler over here, get the cultivator put away probably next week, and that's probably going to be it for the winter because it's starting to rain. We're supposed to get like an inch or 2 of rain, which would really be nice because it's really dry out there. I just talked about that earlier in the video. But we got all our field work done. I still got a few things to do. We got some ditches to mow around the edges of the field, knock out some small trees, and just get things looking nice. So, yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one.